Let us now talk about the state transition matrix. So this is represented as phi of t. So what is the state transition matrix? Okay. So if you consider the homogeneous state equation, what is meant by homogeneous? It means that the input vector without the effect of input vector. So that means taking u of t is equal to 0. We know that normal state equation is x dot of t is equal to a into x of t plus b into u of t. Now the homogeneous state equation just simply replace the input vector with 0. So what are you going to get? X dot of t is equal to a into x of t. Also, what was the homogeneous solution? The homogeneous solution we have seen is the solution only due to the initial conditions. So what was that? L inverse Si minus A inverse x of 0. Now this equation here, this is called as the state transition matrix. You can abbreviate this as STM, okay, and it is represented as phi of t. So this will be usually n by n matrix for n number of state variables. So why it is called as the state transition matrix? It transitions, see what you can write, homogeneous solution you can write as now x of t is equal to phi of t into x of 0. So once you know the state transition matrix, then you can get at any time t, you can get how the system will transition from the initial vector, initial states to the final at whatever time we want, what is the state at that point of time. So that is why, since it is defining what is the transition of the state variables, each of the state variables, we call this as the state transition matrix, okay. And what is its expression? Where phi of t you can find as L inverse of Si minus A inverse, okay. Now this is using the Laplace transform, right. We've also discussed the time domain. So what was the solution of the state equation in the time domain? X of t is equal to e to the power a t into x of 0 plus integral 0 to t e to the power a into t minus tau b u of tau d tau. Now what will be the homogeneous solution? The homogeneous solution is only due to the initial conditions. So that means x of t is equal to e to the power a t x of 0. Now if you see this equation and this equation, you can see that this a to the power a t is nothing but the state transition matrix. So here in time domain, you can write phi of t is equal to e to the power a t. Now e to the power a t, how we can write? Identity matrix I plus a into t by 1 factorial plus a into t whole square by 2 factorial plus so on. Remember that these are all matrices. I is a matrix, A is a matrix. I is what? It is the identity matrix. So if A is n by n, then I also you have to take n by n identity matrix you have to take. Here you have to understand that the final result in either methods, the final result will be same only, the state transition matrix in terms of t you are going to get. Just that here we are making use of the Laplace variables and here we are making use of the time variable, okay. Let us now discuss some properties of the state transition matrix. So we will abbreviate it as STM. So the very first property is the value of the state transition matrix at t is equal to 0. This is what? It is simply equal to the identity matrix. We have seen that phi of t is equal to a to the power t, and a to the power t you can write as I plus a t by 1 factorial plus a t whole square by 2 factorial plus so on. Now if you substitute t is equal to 0, only the identity matrix will be left. So phi of 0 is simply equal to I. So this is the first property. Next, phi inverse of t is equal to phi of minus t. The proof is similarly, you can take phi of t is equal to e to the power at we know. Now this we can write as e to the power minus at to the power minus 1, right. So this will give you e to the power at. Now e to the power minus at is nothing but phi of minus t to the power minus 1. Okay. So now if you take inverse, we got phi of t is equal to phi of minus t inverse. Now if you apply inverse on both sides, then phi inverse of t is equal to inverse, if you apply both times, you will get the original matrix. So phi of minus t. Okay. So this is the second property. Next, third property is phi of t1 plus t2 is equal to phi of t1 into phi of t2. This will also be equal to phi of t2 into phi of t1. Okay, the order will not matter here. So this also you can prove from the same expression. Phi of t1 plus t2 is what? E to the power a into t1 plus t2. This you can write as e to the power a t1 into e to the power a t2. So you are going to get phi of t1 into phi of t2. Okay. Similarly, if you write here t2 plus t1, then you are going to get phi of t2 into phi of t1. So you can see that in this case it is indeed commutative. Okay. Then this is the third property. The next property is phi of t to the power k. This is equal to phi of kt. Okay. So what will be phi of t to the power k? This is e to the power at to the power k. So this is again e to the power a into kt. This you can write as phi into k of t. So the proofs are pretty simple, right? And finally, the last property is phi of t2 minus t1 into phi of t1 minus t0 is equal to phi of t2 minus t0. What is phi of t2 minus t0 t1? You can write as e to the power a t2 minus t1. Phi of t1 minus t0 you can write as a into t1 minus t0. So this is what you are going to get. T1 will get cancelled. You are going to be left out with e to the power a t2 minus t0, which is phi of t2 minus t0. Okay. So this is the last property.